Hey VW lovers, welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Working all day on the 59 bus again. You can see I've got both headlights on now. I had to spend quite a bit of time, I don't remember if I mentioned this yesterday or not, trimming the inside edge of these rings. Again, an area that doesn't show to get them to fit. The lip was a little tight to the body. For anyone who's familiar with these, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, got both of those on and then went ahead and put on these beautiful bullet turn indicators. So yeah, the nose of this thing's really starting to shape up. I wish we had the big VW emblem. Those things are actually really hard to get now. Keep checking with Wolfsburg West and they're not having them, so I may need to scrounge up a used one and possibly have it re-chromed. It needs to look super nice for this bus. So one way or another, we'll have to come up with something. So after finishing the front end indicators, our lights and indicators, I went on and worked some more on the inside. So first thing I did was I installed this beautiful speedometer. I believe the speedometer is actually new old stock. It's as pretty on the other side as it is on this side. I can't imagine that this speedometer has ever been used before. I don't think it's been rebuilt either. Just beautiful, beautiful. Got that installed. I'll show the under dash wiring in a bit. And then this also equally beautiful Sapphire 1 radio, all original radio. And then super nice clock you can see here, and then I went ahead and put in the grab handle and the ashtray. The other thing today was actually mounting, which again is just a matter of drilling a couple holes, but the floor for this bus didn't have holes, so I just had to figure out exactly where this goes and then pop the holes in the floor, screw it in, and obviously wire it. Let's take a look real quick at the under dash wiring here. So there we go, got it looking pretty neat. Again, similar to the other bus, I just kind of put the zip ties on there to help organize things and you know, hold them the way that I want them routed. In the end, I'll go ahead and remove those zip ties because they're just not appropriate, but they just kind of help me get the links of everything correct. So anyway, actually you can see a little bit of the bottom of that speedometer there. Super, super nice. If it's not NOS, it's super nice if it was ever used. Although it does say 0 miles, so I'm thinking it is actually new old stock. Anyway, yeah, so there's the wiring under the dash. The radio, haven't wired it in. We'll probably go ahead and wire it in. I talked to the owner today. He's saying, yeah, let's go ahead and hook it up. So pretty simple wiring on these, obviously. And then the speaker goes in the dash about right there, single speaker. So the turn indicators are not wired in yet because there's no turn signal stock. I've got the turn signal stock, but there's no steering yet to put it on. It actually mounts on the steering tube about right here. So once that goes in, then the turn indicators and then these wires right here all go to the flasher and the turn switch and so on. So not much more I can do until we go ahead and install the steering system. And then I can put on the turn switch and finish that wiring there. So that's about it for the inside of the wiring, or inside cab of the wiring. It's basically done again, except for adding the turn signal stock once the steering column's on. So then I moved on to the back of the bus and got the wiring back here sorted out. So the wiring obviously was pulled from goes in right there toward the front of the bus, but then from there it was just kind of hanging out and it had been all masked off so that it didn't get painted. So what I did was I went ahead and I put in these two grommets here. So the one on the left is the one that the wiring loom actually runs from underneath the bus into the engine compartment. So this is basically your two idiot lights, power for the coil, and then charging. So this one here goes to the 12 volt, or excuse me, 6 volt output of the generator. And then there's another part of the wiring harness that runs up underneath here. You can see it. And then it basically enters the engine compartment through here. And then that is your passenger side tail light. Runs up over the deck lid. And then, see, kind of over my head here. This is for the what do you call, license plate light. And then back down over here for the other turn indicator. So supposedly today I was going to get the rear tail lights assemblies for this bus, but never showed up. Not a big deal. Whenever I get those, it's, you know, literally a couple wires on each side and then mounting them. But the wires, the hard part's basically done, which is pulling the wires through those grommets and getting them routed up and over there. Kind of a pain. So yeah, very productive day on this bus. The wiring, for the most part, at least the hard parts, are all done. And so I think tomorrow I'm actually going to take a break from this bus and tear into the 71 Ghia a bit. We know for sure that the brakes completely need to be redone, and then there's a bunch of other things, but probably go ahead and pull the wheels off, and we'll see what I feel like. I may actually go ahead and pull the motor out too and see what we're going to do with that. But yeah, probably time to give this one some love. Had the car for about a week now, so feel like I need to at least make a little bit of progress on it and you know, give the owner updates. So that is it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like our content, please click like. Thanks. We'll see you next time.